One of the ways that we find out about all of the problems has been X, and the EU has made no secret of its disdain for X. But what I think is interesting is it's the same narrative in every single country, including the UK. It's been the exact same words about problems with Grok, about purported issues with child sexual imagery, which no one would condone. But I think, Elon Musk tried to assuage the fears with that without censoring or limiting what people can do with Grok by saying, look, you can use it if you're a subscriber, then we know you are, you're responsible, and you won't create that content because it would be so easy to find out that it was you. But they didn't really want to hear a solution like that, because immediately they went, oh, it's disgusting, now you can pay for the privilege to create illegal content, which absolutely was not what Musk was saying. We've seen this week that in France they've raided the offices of X, and obviously last week the EU announced it was investigating X, same as the UK. Do you believe the narrative that they're pushing, or do you think that this really is about the Europeans noticing that they're on their way out and trying to cling to power?
Well, in order to understand what's going on with X, I think you have to take a macro perspective on the whole issue. Just look at what the EU has been trying to do for years regarding the so-called chat control, which is a legislation originally intended to protect children online. But the solution that the EU proposed would have meant the end of private communication within the European Union. Despite, we just referred to the European Charter of Fundamental Rights, and private communication is enshrined there. But the EU did not care, because the means justified the goals here. But so that was one big warning signal that the EU is not really inclined to care much about the integrity of the citizens, and to care much about freedom of speech. Another example is the Digital Services Act, which is a legislation adopted during the last mandate in the European Union, stating that there should be so-called trusted flaggers in each and every one of the member states. And we all know what political color those flaggers usually have. It's not like they are campaigners for, Reform UK.